Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from our series Mikhail Tal versus Mikhail Botvinnik 1961 World Chess Championship rematch. So the game number 7, the previous game was won by Botvinnik and Tal really needs a win over here. As also Tal is with the white pieces in this game. So without further ado, let's get started. So Tal opens with e4 and Botvinnik replies with c6, the Caro-kann defense, d4 and d5. So and now Tal goes for the similar line, c5, sorry, e5, and now Botvinnik immediately attacks the center by c5, and this kind of move is also very famous because of Botvinnik only. It is also called Botvinnik Karl's defense. Maybe Karl's was also a player who used to play this. So this C5 move is specially given the name of Botvinnik because he popularized it. Okay. So with that said, moving so D cross C5 and E6. Now opening up the bishop and attacking the C5 pawn and queen g4, as Tal also went for queen g4 in the previous in the game number 6, which was a very quick draw. Let's see what happens here. So Botvinnik replies simple knight c6, developing the bishop and also kind of blocking this pawn to move further. So knight f3, queen c7 and bishop bd5. So bishop d7, supporting the knight, so there is no need of if you want you there is no need to take with the queen. So bishop cross c6, and but Botvinnik maybe still goes for queen cross c6 to maybe put some pressure over this pawn c6 c5 pawn, to which Tal defends bishop e3 and knight h6. As Yes, this is a pretty strong bishop over in the center, so maybe trying to exchange, and Tal exchanges it. Bishop cross h6 and g cross h6. Botvinnik do get double pawns, and maybe he has opened up his king side, but maybe Botvinnik would be planning to go queen side castle. But generally, uh, you should not play this kind of trade because these are very risky trades. But if you know the plan behind it, then it's all right. So knight b to d2 and queen cross c5. So Botvinnik is up a pawn, but let's see. c4, trying to, as this c4 move, trying to open up the position, as Botvinnik's king is still in the center. So Botvinnik first goes for the castle, queenside castle, and Tal also goes for the castle. Botvinnik removes the king from this diagonal, so there are no pins in future. Rook f to d1 and queen back to b6. Queen h4, attacking this pawn, as this attacking the weak h6 pawn, and a5. Also this pawn is defended, but through knight jumps or maybe any another move, this pawn could become a weakness. And also if queen moves, then this queen is also attacking the rook. So a5 by Botvinnik and rook a to c1. Rook g8 by Botvinnik and Tal goes knight b3. a4 attacking the knight and knight Tal doesn't move his knight first. He moves c5 as c5 attacks the queen, so you can't take the knight, otherwise you will simply lose the queen. So queen back to c7 and knight b to d4. Rook c8. So now maybe Botvinnik will remove the queen from here and try to pressure the pawn, as this pawn is also attacked by the bishop. So b4. Tal tries to support it, but Botvinnik simply does the en passant a cross b3 and a cross b3. So now queen back to d8 and Tal goes for the queen trade, as Tal's king is also very safe and Botvinnik's king is little weak as he has pushed his both the pawns. So comparatively, the Botvinnik's king is weak, so maybe Tal is happy with the trade of queen. Rook cross d8 and b4. Now solidifying this chain over the board. So rook g4. Rook g4 with the idea, if you play, as this pawn is a weakness, so maybe if you play bishop first, if you go bishop first, then it is very hard to attack this. So first a rook lift and now bishop coming here and attacking this pawn. So b5 and Tal is also threatening c6, which would be fork the bishop. So Botvinnik replies first rook c8. So maybe first he will just take with the pawn, and after this pawn then he will take with the bishop and c6. So maybe you can't take here, because if you take then pawn takes. If bishop takes, then you lose kind of a bishop, it comes with the check. So maybe bishop, so that's why bishop back to e8 and Tal goes rook c2. Now bishop g7 attacking this weak pawn, as now there is a double attack. Now maybe with a tactic to take this pawn, if knight takes, then Botvinnik can win this knight, or maybe something like that. That as Tal plays rook a7, so a1, so now he allows this tactic to happen. Now bishop cross e5 and knight cross e5, and then Botvinnik can win a pawn and a knight by this way, but maybe there is some trap behind it. We will find out. So here Botvinnik goes for this bishop cross e5, but this is a kind of a mistake, so you can feel free to pause the video and try to find out why. So those who have found it, congratulations, and now I will move forward and show you what is the mistake. uh, the thing wrong with this move is you kind of take this bishop, but if you thought something else, like this check first, then simply bishop can come back and kind of protect everything. Here the most simple move is the best move, this only, and knight takes on e5. So now this rook, as Botvinnik do play this, rook captures on d4. Now you have this wonderful check, knight d7 check, and this is completely deadly for black, as this rook is completely controlling all the a file, and you kind of have to give up this bishop after takes. And even if you take the rook, then simply it's queening over here, and it would be mate. And if you try to block it, then this check comes after takes. Here, but you can't play this, not very much, but you kind of have to come back after that. Otherwise, if you play something else like this, then you can white can also get checkmated. But here maybe first if this, then you first have to give this check, and then maybe try to win this rook. So if you straight away this rook, then it allows black to come back in the game after king cross c5. So after knight d7 check, actually in this position Botvinnik resigned the game. So because Tal was not going to miss this tactic, and maybe the trap that Tal puts over here to take this bishop was deadly. So with that said, this was game number 7, and Tal did manage to get a win, and wonderful game by Tal. So I hope you like it, and please do leave a like, share, and subscribe. As always, thanks for watching.